Welcome to Read and Learn English. This is a safe and warm space where we grow together, not only in English, but also in life. Here, I share stories that inspire, teach, and give strength. Whether you are here to learn English or to find motivation, I'm truly happy to have you. Today's topic is very close to the heart. It's about those moments in life when everything feels too heavy. Maybe your plans failed. Maybe someone you trusted hurt you. Maybe you are tired of trying and feel like giving up. We all have moments like this. You are not alone. When life breaks us, it can feel like there is no way out. It feels dark, quiet, and empty. But even in the darkest night, there is always a small light. It might be hard to see at first, but it's there, inside you. Hope is quiet but powerful. It starts small, like a soft whisper, and grows when you give it a chance. In this video, we will talk about how to rise again when life breaks you. I will share real stories of people who stood at rock bottom and slowly found their way back. They felt pain, fear, and doubt, just like you. But they learned something very important. Being broken is not the end. It can be the beginning of something new. Think of a seed in the ground. It's covered in darkness, but that's not the end. It's the start of its growth. From the broken shell, a new life begins. You are the same. What feels like your ending today can become your new beginning tomorrow. This is not only a story of motivation, it is also a way to learn English with meaning. As you listen, you will learn simple and powerful words that speak about real life. You will grow in language and at the same time grow in strength. So stay with me. Listen with your heart. No matter how heavy your life feels now, you have the power to rise again. This journey will guide you from hopelessness to hope, from pain to peace, from fear to inner strength. Let's begin this journey together. The breaking point, a story of total collapse. Let me tell you a story about a man named David. David was a business owner. He worked very hard for many years. His company was doing well. He had a big office, a car, and a comfortable life. He believed he had everything under control. He thought nothing could go wrong. Life seemed perfect. But then, one unexpected problem changed everything. One morning, David woke up to terrible news. His business had failed. A big client left, money was gone, and debts were growing. Suddenly, everything he built disappeared in a moment. From success to failure, from certainty to chaos, his life felt like a storm with no end. The office he loved felt empty. The bank called every day. His employees left. David felt completely alone. At first, he could not believe it. How could this happen to him? He felt shame. He felt fear. He felt anger. He thought, I worked so hard. Why me? At night, he could not sleep. Thoughts kept coming. I am a failure. I lost everything. People will judge me. He cried alone in his apartment. The world seemed heavy, and hope felt far away. David stopped meeting friends. He avoided calls. He did not answer emails. He did not want anyone to see his weakness. He felt trapped in his pain. Every day was a battle just to get out of bed. He felt like giving up. He thought life had no meaning anymore, but something began to change inside him. One day, a friend called. She said softly, David, I know it is hard, but I also know you are strong. This is not the end. You can start again. At first, David did not want to listen, but her words stayed in his mind. He started to think, Maybe this is not the end. Maybe I can try again. David remembered why he started his business. He loved helping people. He loved creating ideas and solving problems. That small spark, hidden under all his fear, reminded him of what he could do. Slowly, very slowly, he decided to take one small step. He made a list of ideas to earn money again. He spoke to a few old clients. He learned from his mistakes. This story shows something very important. Even the strongest people face pain. Even the most successful people can lose everything. Failure is not the end. It is a chance to learn, grow, and rebuild. Life can break you, but it can also teach you strength you did not know you had. David's fear and loneliness were real, but they were not permanent. With time and small actions, he began to rise again. For English learners, this story is also very helpful. You can practice words about emotions: shame, fear, lonely, failure, chaos, and hope. You can see how to tell a story about real life with ups and downs, just like a book or a movie. And you can also see that life lessons come from real experiences, not only from advice. Now think about yourself. Have you ever faced a moment when everything seemed lost? When you felt fear and shame? Remember, that is not the end. It is a turning point. Every problem teaches something. Every failure shows a new way. David's story is a reminder. Even when life breaks you, you can begin again. You can find strength inside yourself. So take a small step today. Write down one idea, one plan, one small action. Talk to one friend. Learn one thing. Even if life feels heavy, you can rise. Just like David, you can move from fear to courage, from chaos to clarity, from failure to hope. Your breaking point can become the moment you start your new life. The power of acceptance. Stop fighting the storm. Sometimes life is like a storm. You try to fight it. You push, you struggle, and you want things to be different. But storms do not stop because we are angry or frustrated. The rain falls, the wind blows, and the waves keep coming. This is the moment when we must learn a very important lesson: the power of acceptance. Let me tell you a story about a woman named Maria. Maria was healthy and full of energy. She loved walking in the park, meeting friends, and enjoying life. One day, she got sick. The doctors said she needed treatment and that her life would change. At first, Maria could not accept it. She said to herself, "Why me? This is not fair. I will fight. I will get my old life back." She tried everything to resist reality. She argued with doctors, ignored advice, and pushed her body too hard. But the more she fought, the more tired she became. Her anger and frustration made her feel worse, not better. Then something changed. Maria decided to stop fighting the storm. She said, "I cannot change this illness, but I can change how I live with it." She started small. She learned to accept the situation. She followed her treatment plan. She took short walks, rested when she needed, and spent time with people who supported her. Slowly, she felt a sense of peace she had never felt before. Acceptance does not mean giving up. It means understanding what you cannot control and focusing on what you can. Maria realized she could not control the illness, but she could control her attitude, her actions, and her daily habits. She started a small journal. Every day, she wrote 3 things she was grateful for. She practiced breathing exercises and reminded herself to be patient. These simple steps gave her strength and clarity. The more Maria accepted her situation, the more life opened new doors. She found joy in small moments, a sunny morning, a kind word from a friend, or a quiet cup of tea. Instead of bitterness, she felt hope. Instead of frustration, she felt calm. Her acceptance became the foundation for her recovery, both physically and emotionally. For English learners, this story teaches important words and ideas. Words like accept, control, peace, patience, grateful, and let go are powerful. They help you talk about feelings and life experiences. You can practice saying, I accept what I cannot change, or I am grateful for small moments. These words are tools to grow your language and your mind at the same time. Think about your own life. Are there storms you are fighting right now? Problems you cannot change? It could be school, work, family, or even your own mistakes. Fighting these problems only makes you tired and sad. Try acceptance instead. Focus on small steps. Let go of what you cannot control. Be patient with yourself. Notice little things that make you happy. Write them down. Take one deep breath and say, I can handle this. I can move forward. Acceptance gives you freedom. It gives you strength. It helps you see clearly and act wisely. Life will always have storms, but when you stop fighting them, you can start dancing in the rain. You can find hope, peace, and courage inside yourself. Remember, the storm is not the end. Acceptance is not giving up. It is the first step to rising again. Maria's story shows that when we surrender to reality, we save energy, gain clarity, and open space for growth. You can do the same. Start today. Accept, breathe, and move forward. Life becomes lighter when you stop fighting and start accepting. The turning point. Small steps toward healing. There is a moment in everyone's life when things feel impossible. It is a moment when despair is heavy and giving up seems easier than trying again. But this is also the moment when change can begin. It is fragile and quiet, but it can grow into something powerful. This moment is called the turning point. Let me share a story about a young student named Lena. Lena loved school, but she had a problem. She failed many exams in 1 year. Her parents were worried. Her friends tried to help, but she felt like she could never succeed. She wanted to give up. Every failure made her feel smaller, weaker, and hopeless. She thought, I am not smart. I will never pass. One evening, after another failed exam, Lena cried alone in her room. But then she remembered something her teacher once said. Even a small step is better than no step. Try one thing today, even if it is very little. Lena thought, maybe I can try just a little. She decided to study for only 30 minutes the next day. She picked one subject, one page, and one exercise. That was her small step. The first day was hard. Her mind wanted to stop. She felt tired and frustrated, but the next day, she studied 30 minutes again. And the day after, she added another small task. Slowly, she began to feel a tiny spark of hope. She was doing something. She was moving forward. She realized that giving up would not help her. Trying, even in small ways, was the first step toward change. After weeks of small steps, Lena noticed a big change. She started to remember what she studied. She felt more confident in class. She began to enjoy learning again. Her grades improved slowly but steadily. From despair to hope, from giving up to trying again, Lena's life was changing because she chose consistency over fear. This story shows something very important about life. Healing and success do not come in one big jump. They come from small daily efforts. A short walk every day makes your body stronger. Reading one page every day improves your English. Saying one kind word every day improves your relationships. Small actions, repeated consistently, create big results. English learners can take a lesson from Lena's story. Words like try, step, practice, small, consistency, and progress are very useful. You can say, I will try a small step today, or I practice English every day. These simple sentences show your determination and help you build good habits. You can also apply this idea to life. Maybe you feel sad, lonely, or stressed. You can take one small action. Talk to a friend, write your feelings, or go for a short walk. Each small step is a victory. It may not solve everything at once, but it starts the process of healing. Sometimes the turning point is also about forgiving yourself. Maybe you made mistakes in the past. Maybe you failed many times. Accept it. Say, I am human. I can start again today. One small decision, one small act, can change everything. It is like planting a seed. Water it every day, and it will grow into a strong tree. Remember, the key is action, not perfection. You do not need to fix everything today. You just need to start. One small step, one small victory, then another. Slowly, day by day, your pain turns into progress. Your fear turns into courage. Your despair turns into hope. Lena's story teaches us that life is not about never falling. It is about standing up again, one step at a time. You may feel weak at first, but strength grows in small moments. You may feel afraid, but courage grows when you act anyway. The turning point is your choice, to give up or to try again. So, start today. Choose one small step in your life. Write one page, learn one word, make one call, or take one deep breath. Celebrate this small victory. Repeat it tomorrow, and the day after. Consistency transforms pain into progress. Slowly, you will rise. Slowly, you will heal. Slowly, your life will change. The strength within. Learning to believe again. Believing in yourself is not always easy. When life breaks you, self-doubt often comes first. You may think, I am not strong enough, or I cannot do this. You may compare yourself to others and feel small. But the truth is, strength does not always show on the outside. Real strength grows quietly, inside your heart, through courage, effort, and repetition. Let me tell you the story of Ahmed. Ahmed was a young man who had to leave his country because of war. He arrived in a new place with almost nothing, no friends, no family, and very little money. Everything was unfamiliar. The language was new. The people were strangers. At first, Ahmed felt lost and afraid. He doubted himself every day. I cannot find a job. I cannot speak the language. I do not belong here, he thought. But Ahmed decided to take small steps. Each day, he learned one new word in the local language. He tried to speak to one person, even if he made mistakes. He applied for small jobs, even if he was rejected. Every day, he practiced patience and courage. Slowly, these small actions built something bigger. Ahmed began to believe in himself again. At first, the progress was almost invisible. Some days, he felt like he failed. Some days, he wanted to quit. But he remembered that learning anything new takes time. The mistakes he made were not proof of weakness. They were proof of effort. Step by step, Ahmed's confidence grew. He started to smile more. He made friends. He got a stable job. He realized that his inner strength had always been there, waiting to grow. This story teaches us an important lesson. Strength comes from small, consistent actions, not from sudden success. Confidence grows quietly, from trying again and again. Self-doubt is normal, but it does not have to control you. You can learn to trust yourself, even when life feels broken. For English learners, Ahmed's journey is also very meaningful. Learning a new language is like building self-belief. At first, it feels impossible. You make mistakes, forget words, and feel frustrated. But if you practice a little every day, speak slowly, and keep trying, your confidence grows. Step by step, word by word, you will see progress. You can also apply this idea to life. When you feel weak or lost, remember Ahmed. Start with one small action. Speak one kind word. Write one sentence. Learn one new idea. Every small step adds up. Every small success strengthens your heart. Every effort teaches you. You are capable of change. Sometimes, believing again also means forgiving yourself. Maybe you blame yourself for past failures. Maybe you feel weak because of mistakes or losses. Accept your past. Accept that you are human. Every day is a new chance to act, to learn, and to grow. The key is patience and repetition. Strength is not a race. Confidence is not instant. It is built quietly, with daily commitment. Just like Ahmed, you can take one small step today and another tomorrow. Slowly, your inner strength will grow. Slowly, your self-belief will return. Slowly, you will see that you can handle challenges, learn new skills, and rise again. Remember, you are stronger than you think. Your courage is already inside you. Your ability to change is real. Every effort, every word, every small action builds your strength. Believe in yourself. Take one step, and then another. Your journey of self-belief begins today, and it grows stronger with each moment. The heroes among us. True stories of resilience. Sometimes the most inspiring people are not famous. They are ordinary people who face problems and choose to rise. They show us that greatness is not born in comfort, but in struggle. Let me share some true stories of ordinary people who turned pain into power. These stories remind us that we all have the strength to change our lives, even in the hardest moments. The first story is about a woman named Sarah. Sarah was a single mother. She had 2 children and very little money. One year, she lost her job. Her apartment was too expensive, and she had to move to a smaller place. She was scared and unsure how she could feed her children and pay the bills. Some days she felt hopeless. She thought, I cannot do this. Life is too hard. But Sarah did not give up. She started small. She loved baking cakes and cookies, so she began selling them to neighbors. At first, she only sold a few. Sometimes people said no. Sometimes she worked late at night after her children slept. But she kept going. Slowly, more people wanted her cakes. She opened a small business from her home. Today, Sarah has a bakery and teaches other women to start their own businesses. She took pain and fear and turned it into hope and strength. Sarah's story shows that ordinary people can do extraordinary things when they keep trying and believe in themselves. The second story is about a man named James. James struggled with addiction for many years. He lost his job, his friends, and even contact with his family. He lived on the streets and felt that life had no meaning. He wanted to give up. But one day, a counselor told him, "You can start again. One small step can change your life." James decided to try. He joined a rehabilitation program and started small. He went to meetings, spoke honestly about his struggles, and worked to repair his relationships. Every day was a challenge. Some days he felt weak. Some days he wanted to quit. But he kept moving forward. Today, James works as a counselor himself. He helps people who are struggling with addiction. He turned his pain into purpose. His story shows us that even after years of failure, a person can find meaning and strength. The third story is about a young teacher named May. May did not do well in school. She failed many exams and almost quit studying. She felt ashamed and thought she could not help anyone. But she decided to try again, slowly and carefully. She studied every day, one subject at a time. She asked for help when she needed it. Slowly, she improved. May became a teacher and now helps students who struggle like she once did. She says, "I know how it feels to fail. I know how it feels to feel lost. That is why I can help them." May's story shows that even people who seem ordinary can make a big difference in the world through patience, effort, and care. These stories teach an important lesson. Greatness is born in struggle, not comfort. Ordinary people face ordinary problems. But when they face these problems with courage, patience, and determination, they do extraordinary things. Struggle is not a sign of weakness. It is a pathway to strength. Pain is not a punishment. It is a teacher. For English learners, these stories are also very useful. You can learn words to describe emotions: fear, hopeless, weak, courage, strength, and hope. You can practice sentences like, "She faced fear and kept going," or "He turned pain into purpose." These sentences are simple but powerful. They help you tell your own stories, express your feelings, and practice English in a meaningful way. You can also reflect on your own life. Have you faced challenges? Have you felt hopeless or afraid? Remember Sarah, James, and May. They faced real problems just like you. They took small steps, practiced patience, and believed in themselves. Every step forward mattered. Every small victory added up. One exercise you can do is to write about your own small steps. What is one challenge you are facing? What is one small thing you can do today to move forward? Maybe it is learning a word in English, talking to a friend, or trying again after a failure. Write it down and celebrate each small step. Each step brings you closer to strength, hope, and success. The heroes among us are everywhere. They are people like Sarah, who built a business from nothing. They are people like James, who recovered from addiction and now helps others. They are people like May, who failed in school but became a teacher to inspire students. Ordinary people can achieve extraordinary things when they face life with courage and action. Remember, your story can also be a story of resilience. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to have everything. You only need to start, try again, and believe that each small action matters. Struggle is not the enemy. Struggle is the teacher. Pain is not the end. Pain is the beginning. Every small step, every act of courage, every effort to rise again makes you stronger. So, look around. Heroes are not always on TV or in books. Heroes are ordinary people who face life, take action, and rise again. You can be one of them. Start today. Take a small step and turn your own struggles into your strength. Lessons from pain. What life was trying to teach you. Life sometimes gives us pain we do not want. A loss, a failure, or a disappointment can feel heavy and unfair. At first, we may feel angry or bitter. We ask, why me? Why now? We focus on what is broken, what is missing, and what went wrong. This is natural. But if we look closer, pain often carries lessons we can learn. It teaches us wisdom, patience, and strength. Imagine broken glass. At first, it is sharp, dangerous, and painful to touch. But an artist can take broken glass and turn it into a mosaic. The pieces become beautiful, creating a picture that shines in the light. Pain is like that broken glass. At first, it hurts. It feels like it will never heal. But if we use it wisely, if we reflect and learn, it can become something strong and beautiful. Let me share the story of Ravi. Ravi was a young man who loved to play football. He worked hard, practiced every day, and dreamed of joining a professional team. One day, during an important game, he broke his leg badly. Doctors said he could not play for many months. At first, Ravi felt bitter. He thought, "This is not fair. I lost everything. My dream is gone." He stopped practicing, stopped smiling, and avoided friends. But over time, Ravi began to think differently. He realized that he had a choice: stay bitter or learn from the experience. He started to focus on what he could control. He practiced simple exercises every day to recover. He studied football strategies and learned about teamwork. Slowly, he regained strength. Even more, he learned patience, empathy, and resilience. When he returned to the field, he was not only physically stronger, but mentally stronger too. Ravi's broken leg had taught him lessons no one else could. Pain can also teach us empathy. When we face heartbreak or rejection, we feel sadness and loneliness. But these feelings help us understand other people's struggles. We can listen better, comfort others, and be more patient. Pain connects us to humanity. It teaches us to care, to forgive, and to give without expecting anything in return. Every failure carries a hidden message. A failed exam teaches us to study differently. A lost job teaches us new skills. A broken friendship teaches us about trust and boundaries. Life's storms are not punishments. They are cleaning storms, washing away old habits and giving us a chance to grow. Just like after rain, the air feels fresh and the sky feels bright again. For English learners, reflecting on pain also helps you practice deep expressions. You can say, "I learned patience from failure," or "This experience taught me to be strong." Words like wisdom, resilience, empathy, patience, and strength are useful to describe real-life experiences. You can also practice metaphors. Broken glass became a mosaic, or storms cleaned the sky. These phrases make your English meaningful and emotional. Think about your own life. Have you faced a moment that hurt deeply? A time when you felt lost or hopeless? Try to see what lesson it brought. Maybe it taught you courage. Maybe it taught you kindness. Maybe it taught you to slow down, to listen, or to appreciate small things. Every experience, even painful ones, has a purpose. Reflection is powerful. Take a moment and ask yourself, what is this moment teaching me? How can I grow from this? Write down one lesson you learned from a hard experience. This small exercise helps you see value in pain and strengthens your mind and heart. Life's lessons are often hidden in difficult times. Bitterness keeps us stuck, but wisdom frees us. Every heartbreak, every rejection, every failure is a teacher. When we face pain with curiosity, patience, and courage, we find clarity. We learn about ourselves. We learn about others. We learn how to rise again. Remember, pain is not the end. It is a guide, a teacher, and sometimes even a gift. The broken pieces of your life can become a mosaic of strength, courage, and wisdom. Your storms can clear the sky and make your heart brighter. Life teaches us through struggle, and if we listen carefully, we can find purpose, meaning, and hope in every difficult moment. Rebuilding dreams, turning scars into strength. When life hurts us, it leaves scars. Sometimes these scars feel heavy. They remind us of the pain, the failures, and the difficult moments we went through. But scars can also be powerful. They can become a source of strength. They can guide us to rebuild, to create, and to grow. The moment when hope returns is the moment we can start turning our scars into strength. Let me tell you the story of Anna. Anna had a very difficult past. She grew up in a poor neighborhood. Her family had many problems, and she often felt afraid and alone. When she was young, she experienced a serious accident that left her with a long scar on her arm. For many years, she felt ashamed of it. She tried to hide it and avoid people. She thought her life was limited because of her past and her scar. But Anna decided to change. She wanted to do something meaningful. She remembered the help she received when she was young. She wanted to give back. Anna started a small community group to help children who faced problems like she did. She taught them, listened to them, and encouraged them to dream big. Slowly, her work grew. She created programs for education, health, and emotional support. What once was pain becoming purpose. Her scar became a symbol of resilience and courage. Anna's story shows an important lesson. The past is behind us, but the future is in our hands. Fear may try to stop us, but courage allows us to move forward. Pain and failure are not walls that block us. They are steps that lift us higher. Each scar, each challenge, each mistake can teach us something valuable if we are willing to use it. Consistency and self-discipline are keys to rebuilding dreams. Anna did not build her programs in one day. She worked a little each day. She planned, she learned, and she kept going, even when it was hard. She did not wait for perfect conditions. She did not wait for motivation to feel ready. She acted every day, one step at a time. That small effort added up to a big impact. We can use the same idea in learning English. Many learners feel frustrated when they make mistakes or forget words. But mistakes are not failure. They are steps toward success. Each word you learn, each sentence you speak, and each practice you do builds confidence. Every time you try, you get closer to fluency. Like Anna's programs, your efforts grow slowly but surely. The key is to keep moving forward, even when progress feels small. Another lesson from Anna's story is faith in yourself. She believed that her experience, her pain, and her scars could become valuable. She believed that she could make a difference. Belief is a powerful tool. It gives courage when fear is present. It gives hope when challenges seem impossible. Belief in yourself allows you to take small actions every day, to stay consistent, and to turn your dreams into reality. You can start today. Look at your past. Identify one challenge, one mistake, or one pain that you faced. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this to grow? Then take a small action. Teach someone, help someone, write, practice English, or set a small goal. Each action builds strength, Each effort turns your past into a stepping stone for your future. Rebuilding dreams is also about imagination. Anna imagined a future where she could help children. She imagined a life full of purpose and hope. You can do the same. Visualize yourself succeeding, speaking confidently in English, or achieving a personal goal. Let that vision guide your actions every day. Little by little, your dream will take shape. Remember, scars are not a weakness. Mistakes are not a failure. Pain is not the end. They are teachers. They are tools. They are guides. Each experience, good or bad, can be transformed into power, courage, and purpose. Anna turned her scars into a source of strength, and you can do the same. So, take your small steps today. Work consistently. Believe in yourself. Use your past as a teacher. Turn your challenges into opportunities. Slowly, your fears will become courage, your scars will become strength, and your dreams will grow into reality. The light returns, inspiring the world around you. When we are broken, it can feel like our light has gone out. We may feel weak, tired, or invisible. We may think our pain only belongs to us. But here is an amazing truth. The same struggles that once hurt us can become the source of light for others. When we rise from our hardships, we do not only heal ourselves, we can inspire the world around us. Let me tell you the story of Daniel. Daniel was once in a very dark place. He had lost his job, his marriage ended, and he felt lonely and hopeless. He thought his life had no purpose. Every day felt heavy, and every night felt longer. For a long time, he kept his pain inside, believing no one could understand. But one day, Daniel decided to share his story. He started by talking to a friend about his struggles. At first, it was hard. He felt embarrassed and afraid. But his friend listened, showed care, and gave support. That small conversation changed something inside him. Daniel realized that his pain was not a secret to hide. It could be a bridge to connect with others. He began to help people who were facing problems like his. He volunteered at community centers, talked to young people about overcoming challenges, and shared his experiences in small groups. Slowly, people started listening and learning. His story, once a source of shame, became a source of hope. Brokenness had transformed into purpose. Daniel's journey shows a powerful lesson. When we rise from difficulty, we have the power to guide others. Our experiences, our scars, and even our mistakes can teach, heal, and inspire. Resilience is not only about surviving. It is about sharing, caring, and creating ripples of hope. One act of kindness, one story shared, or one word of encouragement can change someone's life. This lesson also connects deeply to learning English. Communication is more than vocabulary or grammar. It is a way to express empathy, compassion, and hope. When you speak kindly, listen carefully, and share your experiences, you are practicing your English in the most meaningful way. Words can comfort, inspire, and connect people across the world. Your voice, even if simple, can become a light for someone else. Think about your own life. Have you faced struggles and come out stronger? Have you learned lessons from pain? You can use those lessons to help others. You can smile at someone who is sad, share a kind word, or encourage a friend who is giving up. Even small gestures create ripples. Your courage and compassion can inspire people more than you realize. Let me tell you about another story. A woman named Sophia. Sophia grew up in a poor neighborhood and faced many challenges. She lost her parents at a young age, and had to care for her siblings. Life was hard, and she felt broken. But Sophia worked hard, learned skills, and built a small business. Once she was stronger, she did not keep her success to herself. She started mentoring young girls in her community. She shared her story, taught them skills, and helped them believe in themselves. Sophia's broken past became the foundation of her purpose. Her pain turned into inspiration for others. These stories teach us that light is not something we are born with. It is something we create through our actions, courage, and care. Brokenness is not the opposite of purpose. Often, it is the beginning. When we share our lessons, we grow stronger, and the people around us grow stronger too. English learners can practice this idea in many ways. You can share your story in simple words. I faced a hard time, but I am learning. You can write encouraging messages or speak kindly to someone. You can read motivational stories and explain them in your own words. Every small effort helps you grow in language and empathy at the same time. Remember, the light you thought was gone is still inside you. It may feel small at first, but when you share it, it grows. When you use your experiences to help others, your life gains meaning. Brokenness becomes purpose. Pain becomes inspiration. Every act of care, every kind word, and every story shared creates a ripple that spreads hope. So, start today. Listen to someone, share a lesson, speak a kind word, or help in a small way. Your light is returning, and it can inspire the world around you. Every small action matters. Your story matters. Your courage matters. From brokenness, you can shine. And from your shine, others can find hope too. The final reflection: rising again and again. Life is full of endings, but every ending is also a beginning. When something breaks us, a dream, a relationship, a plan, it may feel like the end, but endings are not permanent. They are doors opening to new possibilities, new lessons, and new strength. Rising when life breaks you is not about never falling. It is about learning to stand again, stronger each time. Think about all the stories we shared. David lost his business, but found a way to rebuild. Maria accepted her illness and discovered peace. Lena took small steps and turned failure into progress. Ahmed believed in himself and learned a new language. Sarah, James, and May faced struggles and inspired others. Anna turned her scars into purpose. Daniel and Sophia shared their light with the world. Each of them teaches the same lesson. Falling is part of life, but rising is a choice. Rising again begins with small steps. It begins with accepting your past and choosing to move forward. It begins with believing in yourself, even when fear whispers that you cannot. Each time you act with courage, patience, or kindness, you rise a little higher. Each small action builds strength, confidence, and hope. Rising is not instant. It is a journey of moments, repeated every day. Pain is temporary. Fear and failure are temporary. But the lessons we learn, the resilience we build, and the courage we practice become permanent. They stay with us. They shape who we are. They prepare us for the next challenge. Life will always have storms, but your inner strength is a shield that grows stronger each time you face difficulty. Your story matters. Your voice matters. Your journey matters. Every challenge you face is a chapter in your own story of growth and triumph. You may not see it now, but every tear, every setback, and every small victory contributes to the person you are becoming. Life is writing a story through you, one of resilience, hope, and transformation. For English learners, this is also a lesson in practice and courage. Every word you learn, every sentence you speak, and every effort you make is part of your growth. Mistakes are not failures. They are steps forward. Every time you try, every time you speak, you rise again. Just like in life, learning English requires patience, repetition, and faith in yourself. As you move forward, remember this: I am stronger than my fear. I am capable of change. I can rise again. These words are simple but powerful. Repeat them to yourself when life feels heavy. Use them as reminders that your strength is greater than your challenges. Speak them aloud. Write them down. Believe them. Rising again is not a one-time event. It is a choice we make every day. Each morning brings a new opportunity to act, to grow, and to shine. You do not need to wait for perfect conditions or for everything to be easy. You only need to take one step, one small action, and keep moving forward. That is how you turn pain into power, weakness into courage, and endings into beginnings. So, take a deep breath. Look at your past, your struggles, and your scars. Then look forward. Your story is still being written. You have the strength to rise again and again and again. Life may break you, but it cannot stop you from becoming who you are meant to be. Rise today. Rise tomorrow. Rise every time life challenges you. Your journey is your power. Your voice is your light. Your life is your story, and it is worth rising for.